It's all like some sort of terrible dream. But it's real, isn't it? I stood before the night song. I heard Lady Shar's words. And I failed her.
This video contains major story spoilers for Baldur's Gate 3. You've been warned. The major arc of Shadowheart's story revolves around fulfilling Shar's will, killing Selûne's daughter, Aelin, becoming Shar's chosen, and eventually rising to the rank of Mother Superior. But if you actually play the game, you'll notice something strange. The game seems to actively discourage you from choosing this path. It pushes you to question Shar's motives, to resist her influence, and to find another way. Why is that? In this video, we're going to explore the answer. We'll take a closer look at who Shar really is and whether she's a benevolent deity offering peace through forgetting or a sinister force feeding on loss and obedience. Let's dive in. Before we decide whether Shar is good or evil, we need to understand who she really is. Shar, also known as the Mistress of the Night and the Lady of Loss, is one of the oldest deities in the Forgotten Realms. She is the twin sister of Selûne, the goddess of the moon. Together, they were born from the primordial void at the beginning of time and shaped the universe. But where Selûne chose light and order, Shar embraced shadow and the silence of the dark. She is the goddess of darkness, not just the absence of light, but the deeper, more personal kind. The kind of darkness that lives in grief, in forgotten memories, in secrets buried deep, and in the quiet longing to let go of pain. Her influence reaches into night, loss, forgetfulness, hidden places, and the feelings people often try to suppress. Shar is also the creator of the Shadow Weave, a parallel force to the regular weave of magic, meant to offer an alternative path for spellcasters who align with shadow rather than light. For those who cannot find peace in the world's brightness, Shar offers a different kind of sanctuary. In ancient times, her domains included not just darkness, but things like dreams, betrayal, trickery, and illusion. She's often worshipped in secret, her name whispered in prayers by those who seek relief from suffering or the strength to endure it alone. Shar is typically depicted as a woman cloaked in flowing black robes with eyes like pools of deep purple. Sometimes, she appears as the Night Singer, a towering figure who speaks through haunting songs of sorrow. Other times, she takes the form of the Dark Dancer, a beautiful, graceful woman whose very presence blurs the line between shadow and magic. At her core, Shar represents the side of existence that most people fear or try to avoid. The night, the unknown, the pain of loss, the power of forgetting. Whether that makes her cruel or compassionate is something we'll explore next. Now that we understand who Shar is, it's time to answer the real question. Is she evil? According to Dungeons & Dragons lore, yes. Shar is officially classified as a lawful evil deity in the Faerunian pantheon. But her evil is not chaotic or mindless. It is deliberate, calculated, and built around control, manipulation, and despair. Shar doesn't just represent darkness as an element, she represents the darkness inside people. Pain that's hidden, memories that are erased, grief that is never allowed to heal. She doesn't heal sorrow, she numbs it. And she teaches her followers to do the same, to bury everything until there's nothing left but obedience and silence. Look at Shadowheart's life. She was born as Genevieve Hallowleaf, a child of Selûnite parents raised in peace and light. But Shar orchestrated her kidnapping, had her memories ripped away, and molded her into a weapon through indoctrination, torture, and repeated use of the Mirror of Loss. She was taught to forget love, family, even herself, all in the name of becoming strong. And that's the kind of strength Shar rewards, the strength that comes from forgetting who you are. She tried to erase a child's entire identity, turned her into a cleric assassin, and pushed her to kill Selûne's own daughter, Aelin, her own blood's avatar, just to earn the title of Dark Justiciar. This isn't redemption. This isn't healing. It's domination. Even in the wider Forgotten Realms, Shar's legacy is filled with death, betrayal, and destruction. From slaying Ibrandil to stealing his divine domains to impersonating Selûne during the time of troubles, and even attempting to break the weave by murdering Mystra with Cyric, Shar's goal has always been the same. Undo everything. Return the world to silence, to darkness, to non-existence. So yes, Shar is evil, not because she rages or destroys without thought, but because she believes suffering is strength, that forgetting is freedom, and that the light is a lie. Whether Shadowheart breaks free from that belief or gives into it completely is what defines her arc. So to answer the question, was Shadowheart right to betray Shar? Absolutely. Shar offered her power, purpose, and protection, but at the cost of her identity, her memories, and her soul. Shadowheart wasn't just a servant. She was a tool. A weapon forged through pain, shaped to carry out a god's will without question. By rejecting Shar, Shadowheart doesn't just turn away from darkness. She reclaims her past, her family, her name. She chooses to feel again, even if it hurts. And that choice, that refusal to be consumed by numbness, is what makes her arc so powerful. Shar may promise peace, but it's the peace of forgetting everything that made you who you are. Shadowheart chose to remember, and in doing so, she chose to be free. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Shar and Shadowheart's story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into Baldur's Gate 3 lore and character arcs. Let me know in the comments, did you side with Shar or break free from her grip? I'd love to hear your take. Thanks for watching.
Don't call me that. My name is Shadowheart.
You are just lost, Jennifer. Seluna will show you the way home, in time.